joining us, being here every week. We appreciate the love that we get throughout the weeks. So thank you. You know we at. What's going on? Be more.
What's
How's
up,
everything?
guys? Chilling, chilling hard. Like yesterday, I was from the bed to the sofa, from the sofa to the bed.
Mm,
Um, but I enjoyed it. I'm not mad at that.
that sounds nice.
It was nice and relaxing.
That sounds nice.
Um,
That's a teenage mom life. I'll be there one day.
One day,
Yeah. I mean, I'm not rushing it though.
yeah,
I
for
don't want to
sure.
rush it, but yeah, one day I'll be there. But that sounds awesome. Did you watch anything good?
Let's see. I started watching The Crown. I watched the show about the killer nurse.
I heard about that.
It's I always have like a mixed feelings because I know these people are sick,
Hmm.
and I know I shouldn't have any empathy for them, but sadly I do.
I mean, it is what it is. We're
Yeah.
human, so sometimes we do have empathy for folks because you kind of can see the other side. Sometimes
Mhm.
you're like, dang,
Mhm.
that's kind of. But I see. So it's a thing. It's a thing. We're.
And I think that's all I wanted to watch the new Lindsay Lohan Christmas movie, but that'll be there.
Wait, who?
Lindsay Lohan on Netflix. I don't know. It's just a
Oh
Netflix
wow,
Christmas movie.
she's back doing Christmas
She's
after all. Well, see, that is a blessing that they can redeem themselves after all the things that they do,
Okay.
all the things that they do, and all the mistakes that they make, and they're able to come back and redeem themselves.
Hmm.
Doesn't that says a lot?
Okay.
The Martha Stewarts and the Lindsay Lohans of
Okay.
the world, and all of those other folks.
Yep.
And back making Christmas movies, back influencing the families. That is okay.
So how was your week?
My week was, let me see. I guess it was kind of not really. Um, I started my new job on
Oh
Monday.
yeah.
Yeah, so everything was good. Like it's been going good. We're still trying to figure things out. Myself and my supervisor, we're figuring things out. But we're moving along pretty good. So that's a good thing. The weekend was cool. My cousin, him and his wife are welcoming a new baby, so they
How
had a
was the
baby
baby shower
shower.
food?
The baby shower food was good. I mean, I
Mhm.
already knew the baby shower food was gonna be good because I knew the people who were cooking it.
Mm.
So, of course, the baby shower food was good. Um, and everything was everything. Like we had a good weekend. Yeah, everything was everything. So I can't complain too much about anything. I mean, I
Cool.
wish I had a weekend like you, just relaxing. But with a 2 year
Listen,
old, that is never a thing. Like
in a
to
in a couple of months it won't be like this because she's gonna have competitions,
okay, you're gonna be back
and we'll be
busy.
back busy traveling, and so
Hmm.
I'm just trying to enjoy the time while I have it.
Well, that's good. At least you're taking advantage of it. Like,
Hmm.
when DJ's gone, I still don't lay. Maybe I need to, but I don't. Because I'm trying to do stuff that I wanted to do. Oh, girl, because I wanted to go here and I wanted to go there and I wanted to do that. So I'm doing stuff versus just. But there was one day I sat and I just sat and it felt great.
Good. You need those days sometimes.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I know you say you had a difficult
I
time coming up with the
did.
topic, which welcome to my world because I feel like I have difficult times coming up with topics too. So, what is your topic for the week?
So, speaking of Lindsay Lohan, or Lohan, however you say it,
It don't matter.
doesn't matter. How do we feel about cancel culture? Is it like, we're all quick to get offended these days, and you have a right to be offended if someone says something you don't like. They have the right to say what they want, and you have the right to feel how you want to feel. So, does that equate cancel culture? Should these people be canceled? Like, is it a collective voting going on somewhere? Like, how do we come up with who's getting canceled and why are they getting canceled? And is canceling okay? Can people bounce back from canceling? Obviously, they can. What are your thoughts?
I think it's some fake bullshit. And I feel like we really need to stop it to an extent.
Mhm.
I feel like in our community, you see a lot of us trying to cancel our own folks, and we never think about, even though certain things are not okay.
Mhm.
But then I think in certain times, it's like, come on, get what about the grace? What about
What
grace?
about grace?
What about grace? You know what I'm saying? Like some of us do need grace. Um, I think that, a lot of times we do have the power to cancel folks, but then it's like we at the drop of a dime do it,
Mhm.
and it's horrible, and we don't think about these people and their livelihoods, their children, or anything like that. Yes, they have to think about those things as well before they say certain things, but again, we say, people have the right to freedom of speech, but then I do have the right, like you said, to be offended by
Mhm.
certain things. So excuse me, I get, both sides of the spectrum and different things like that. But what I don't agree with is any little thing,
Any little
any
thing.
little thing that is not seen as or deemed as, you know, what we feel like should be said, then we want to cancel folks. And it's like, yeah, it's jacked up because again, like you don't think about those people's livelihoods, and it's like it's our community. It seems like that it happens a lot. It's our community people that we do it to, but we don't do it to folks that don't look like us all the time. Those are the ones sometimes in certain instances because they don't give a damn are the ones who should be canceled.
Mhm.
But we still going to buy us some Adidas.
Yeah.
We still about to go buy
And
Adidas
Nikes.
and Nikes too, but definitely we about to go. I'm just speaking of the recent. We
Mhm.
still about to go buy Adidas, even though after everything that person said prior to that was problematic because he started talking about a specific group of people, which, and again, personally, I feel like a lot of things that were said were not
I
lies.
agree.
Is just because people started bandwagging it,
Mhm.
and people that people that look like us want to be like on the same page of somebody else in our ear. Oh, they're saying bad things about Jews. Oh yeah, they are saying bad things. And it's like, but where's the lie? Now in certain instances, if you're bringing harm
Mhm.
to a certain community, then that's not okay.
Right.
But if I'm exposing people for who they are and what they've done,
And not even
then
exposing, just telling truths.
right.
Like you said, not everything he said was not a lie. So he's just telling the truth, and people don't like to hear the truth a lot of
Right,
times.
right. Do I think that person probably still needs some medical help and treatment? Yes, I do. But that's been a long time coming. It's been a very long time coming. But, people just still allowing him to get on platforms and just say different things. But again, when he said, you know, about certain things being choices and, it should have been happened if that was the case.
If that was the
If
case.
we're angry, we need to be angry about our topics, our things that relate to us
Issues,
versus
and our
our issues
community.
versus being upset about stuff that happens with other people.
Right.
Like we worry about what happens with other people too much.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. Um, who are some people that you may have personally canceled or you don't care to support anymore?
At one point I did, I ain't gonna lie. At one point I canceled Chrisette Michelle. I did because of the whole going sing at the White House
Uh-huh.
deal with when Trump got in.
Mhm.
I was like, that was I didn't feel like I'm not gonna say I canceled her. I muted her for a little while. I muted her for a little while because I understand got to go and get your bag, but every bag isn't. Some bags are designer, and some bags are definitely Save a Lot grocery store.
Uh-huh.
Um, every bag is not for the getting.
My thing was with her, was she even that popular to like did they know who she was?
Girl, probably not.
That's what
I
I'm
feel
saying.
like I, let me check. Come on, Trump. Let me check your playlist and see if you know who the hell Giuseppe Cheryl
Right.
is.
No
To sit
idea.
up there and get her to go sing at the
I'm
White House
sure
and your
he.
black ass be the one, oh, Lord Jesus, and you be the one to go there and do it because you feel like you trying to bridge the gap. Girl, please, some gaps just need to be open. Some gaps need to be open. Like sometimes you just gotta. It's a no for me, dog.
Mhm.
Like so, she was one for me. Um, I don't really particularly anymore like listen to R. Kelly anymore. Like
Yeah,
talking
that's
about
my
it.
person.
Yeah, I don't, and it's just that was a hard one, because trying to separate the music from the person.
When the music is about the
And
things,
y-
seemingly,
seemingly, because we really don't know
we
what the
don't know.
music was about, because we weren't there, we weren't in those studios
Mhm.
and different things like that. So that's another for me. And again, that was a hard one just because his music has impacted. I listened to his music as a younger
Mhm.
person. I've listened to his music my whole life, mostly, you can
Mhm.
say, because I remember in elementary school, I remember a part of high school because shucks, the world's greatest was one of our class songs in high school.
Okay.
Everybody did, I believe I can fly at a point.
I remember. I think the after party song came out like senior year too. I feel like
See,
we were
so we
saying
were
that.
doing that. What else? In college,
Mhm.
he was on playlists and rooms and
TP3.
all that. Oh,
Oh,
that was it. He was
yeah.
on playlists and rooms that you were in that you ain't had no business being in.
He
So
was.
yeah, so absolutely. But it just was kind of like, I'm gonna have to sit this one out.
Other than R. Kelly, I can't think of anybody else that I've canceled because of or not supported because of things they said or done. Because I really don't care. Like that's, I ain't gonna say I don't care, but I don't know. I can't think of anyone offhand. It's just some people that I just personally don't like.
Mm-hmm.
As far as whatever music or art that they create. Mm, I was about to say Boosie, but I never really supported him to begin with.
And he's another one for me. He's another one that I feel like some things that he says are spot on, but people just don't like it because it comes from
From him.
him. But certain things that he says are spot on. Certain things that he says or does is a little weird because just like with the whole sun deal and all of that, like that was something like we talked about on last episode. Like those type
Yeah.
of things,
The double standard.
yeah, and it's not okay. And then just because that was probably something that was done to you, like why would you get a grown woman for your teenage son? Like that's pedophilish. Like that's a crime. You know what I'm saying? But we don't think about it like that because that's our son. But I guarantee you, you're not going to get a grown man for your daughter. You're not going to get a grown man for your daughter to show her how to do whatever. You're not doing that. And then, like how people condemned, which it seems like it was misconstrued or whatever, with the whole Jim Jones talking about his mama taught him how to kiss and all of that.
Okay.
Okay, so there was,
That was a while ago.
yeah,
Okay.
that was just as long as, if not shorter period of time than the Boosie thing. But I'm
Okay.
saying that to say we thought that was weird. The Boosie crap is weird too. It's just as weird. Like your mama teaching you how to kiss, even though she said she didn't put his mouth on him or whatever they said, it was still all weird. That is just as weird as your dad paying a hooker or a woman to sleep with your teenage son. It's all
weird.
weird. It's all gross. It's all not okay. Period.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but like I said, a lot of things that he says are spot on. A lot of things, but because it comes from him, people don't be wanting to hear it. So it is what it is. I feel like with certain people, you got to take certain things from it, and then the other things you just leave, you know. And if they're not your cup of tea, then
Because everybody ain't for everybody.
Nope, sip somewhere else.
And that's okay.
That is okay. Yeah, we definitely have to remember that. Like everybody's not gonna be for everybody. And what you choose to do may not be something I choose to do.
Right.
And that should be all right, if I don't choose to do what you choose to do. So yeah. But you didn't really say, you said who you like as far as not canceling people, but how do you feel about it?
How do I feel about it? I think I'm with you. Like, if it's if people are doing immoral acts and inappropriate things, maybe with minors or things like that, I'm not even mad about racist statements because they feel how they feel, and
That's true.
that is in a lot of us, a lot of others. That is in people. That is taught in people, and that's a hill that they're willing to die on. So when somebody says something racist, I'm like, that's messed up, but that's how they feel. I don't care. So no, I'm not really with the cancel culture. Just like you said, if I can choose parts that I like about them, parts that I don't like about them, if today I'm feeling like, yeah, Beyonce song sounds okay. Not that she's canceled, but she's not my favorite. But
and nothing is wrong with that.
Nothing's wrong with that.
So don't come buzzing no bees over here. People have a right to their opinion.
So yeah, like one day I might be like, that song sounds good today. The next day I'm like, I ain't feeling her. So I think cancel culture is silly as well. That's people's livelihoods. Who are we to make a mass judgment about them?
Right. Right. I feel like if I don't want to support with my money, then that's me and my money. And that's what I choose to do. But I'm not going to make, unless like we said, unless it's like really something like, oh my God, this person has had little children in dungeons and whatever, like then I'm like, okay, that's where the line needs to be drawn. But yeah, I'm not gonna make a whole grand gesture about it. I just would choose not to subscribe if that's.
And another thing is, we don't know. Even your favorite who looks squeaky clean, we don't know what they're doing behind closed doors. We all have secrets. We all have skeletons.
The crazy thing about it is, who I think about stuff like that with? Like those people like on the little kiddie shows, like the guy on Blue's Clues. I'm always like, he probably do some freaky sneaky stuff in his own time, but of course, because PR and just being sure that because he is a kid's personality, those people make sure that those things don't happen. Yeah. But I always think about that. I'm like, especially because they're adults, and I'm more than sure engaged in adult things. So it's like, dang, I wonder if the guy from Blue's Clues or somebody from Sesame Street or like I maybe that might be weird, but I just think about that.
You know what? This is another topic for another day, but they may not be engaged in adult things, and that repression.
Oh goodness!
I mean, we could talk about that another day. Repression is worse than being all out about it. That's how I feel.
Yeah, and then that makes it kind of sick because it's like, yeah, I hope you're not doing something with anybody's baby or anything like that.
That's crazy.
So yeah, I definitely get that. Oh yeah, so I kind of, again, like you, I had a difficult time with coming up with a topic for today. But my topic for today is talking about adults engaging in adult activities, right? A lot of times, like if it's a man and a woman, and a man expresses that he may be into something that is not deemed manly by some, maybe, is that gay? Because he's asking of it from a woman. So, i.e., stuff like pegging and different things like that. Um, you hear a lot about, women saying, "Oh, well, that's gay, da da da." But if he's never engaged in said thing with
Mm-hmm.
a person of the same sex, is it really gay, or is it just somebody trying to explore something different within their body with a partner that is of the opposite sex?
Mm-hmm. It's a great question, and I'll be the first to admit that I used to be like, "That's gay," but as I'm growing up, I, I guess, I guess I wouldn't consider it gay anymore. But that may be one of my boundaries. Um, so no, if they're not, homo means same.
Yes.
So if they're not engaging in homosexual activities, then no, I would not consider them a homosexual. However, please do not ask me to do anything of the sort because my answer will be no. And if I do it, specifically pegging, I will lose all respect for that person.
I can see that. And I see a lot of women feel that
Mhm.
way. But I think it goes to when we speak of double standards and how we say that men have double standards towards women, but I don't feel like a lot of times women address the double standards that we have towards men because we hold men to a certain level of masculinity that sometimes is overpowering for a man, maybe just due to the fact of, again, if we are in a heterosexual relationship and I'm saying, hey, I would like to explore this because I'm more than sure if you said, hey, babe, I would like to explore something with a lady,
Mhm.
he won't say no.
Mhm.
But with a woman saying, and I'm not saying that he's saying that he wants to explore something with a man, but just saying, hey, I heard that, male parts do this when they're stimulated this way. Hey, I would like to explore that. Oh no, hell no, that's gay. Da 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 da. And it's like, dang, but I didn't say anything to you, or I was watching and into it when you decided that you wanted something from someone of the
But
same.
we're wired differently too.
Okay.
Men are more um hmm, I don't know the words. I don't know how to articulate it quite.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think that men no, I take that back because some women are on that level as well. So X that.
I'm about to
Rewind.
say, what level are we speaking of?
Rewind because
Okay.
some women will get off on watching their man. This one guy daily told me that his girlfriend wanted him to be with one of her friends, and she sat back and watched it. And I was questioning everything that I knew about this person. I said, "And you did it?" And he said, "Yeah." I
But I
said,
mean, but it was another woman, right?
"Still,
I think different strokes for different folks.
yeah."
And I mean,
Yeah, I don't know. I guess this goes with the preferences and what you're okay with.
mm-hmm.
And I think sometimes you don't know what you're okay with until you do it or don't do it. Because you might say, "All right, babe, yeah, we'll go ahead and do it," and instantly regret it. Instantly regret okaying to it, instantly regret observing it, instantly regret being in the act. So,
And that's when I think a conversation should be had with your partner to say, hey, that made me feel away and I don't think I want
mm,
to engage in that
mm,
again versus maybe sitting on it, harboring it, feeling a way towards them because, it happened or whatever. Like express your feelings. Like, hey, I didn't like seeing you do that.
mm-hmm.
I thought I was gonna like it and I didn't. We're not doing that no more.
No.
And but you gotta be ready for the well, I liked it and I think I wanna, so then
And then
that's where
that brings to another topic or another question. me personally, I just wouldn't want to invite that in my relationship from the jump because of what you just said. They might like it a little bit too much, and then now we have another problem. Okay, so now we're not on the same page anymore, and maybe we have to break up because you want to be into multiples and I don't.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's going to cause problems in our relationship, right?
I don't know.
I think so.
But what was your question? Because that wasn't a
I
question.
just I said I wouldn't want to introduce anything like that into my relationship from the jump.
Okay. So when we say anything, oh, we're talking about
Like another person.
okay. I personally think it depends on the couple and the conversations that are had, and if you all come up with, because everything, regardless, because I think a lot of times people see certain relationships and think it's a free for all
Mm-hmm.
because of what they see on the outside
Mm-hmm.
versus what goes on to into those people's relationships. So I think that it's a conversation, and it's rules and boundaries and different things like that that they set. And it could be the case where it could be, hey, we doing this, but it's a person that, we don't mutually know, we don't friend her after or him after, or we don't talk to this person
Mm-hmm.
again. It's just a time that we have, and then we go on. So it depends on, I think, the people, but I think it's conversations that are to be had. But for some people feel like it does, and I think if that's how you feel, then that's how you feel. And if that's you and your partner on the same page about that, then y'all on the same page. But if y'all are not, then sometimes we have to. It's hard, but sometimes we have to let things go when
That's
they
what
don't.
that's what I'm saying.
When they don't serve what we need them to
That was
serve.
my point. Like when you might introduce whether it's another person or a different kink or something,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, okay, I wasn't really feeling it, but your partner is like, well, babe, I really like that, and I want to do it more, and you're like, well, no. So then that's what I mean about the problem. So now you're like, I'm like, no, that's a boundary, and he's like, all right, well, I'm not gonna cross that boundary. I think we should just end the relationship.
But then it's like, okay, having that's why you have, again, discussions beforehand. So it's like that wasn't kind of seen as a boundary before y'all
But
engaged.
maybe you didn't, like I said, you don't know that it's something you don't want to do until you do it. Like you were like, okay, all right, I'm open, I'm willing to try it. Then when you try it, you're like, nah. But then he or she is still into it, still wants to do it.
Yeah, that's difficult. Yeah, but I mean, I guess that's the thing that happens when in
Yeah.
relationships, and everybody, people are different, and one thing that may spark something for you may not spark something for them, and all of that stuff. So, yeah, it's one of those tough ones.
It's a tough one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. So, do you have any final thoughts or anything like that?
Basically, I think I'm pretty vanilla
I
when I talk to other
think
people.
a lot of people are. And that was another thing that I thought about too. Well, maybe this might not be final. Okay. So that was one thing I thought about too, especially as I was driving, thinking about my topic. Like, people love to say, I think there is a difference between people who just love to do,
Mm-hmm.
people who are really like into trying things, because it's like some people just like to do it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Some people just like to do it, and it's like, oh, are you willing to do? Because and then they'll say things like, oh, because I'm free, I'm a freak, and it's like,
Are you?
are you? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, oh, okay, are you into? Oh no, I ain't doing that.
Uh-huh.
And you'd be like,
Well.
okay, well, are you into? Oh no, I ain't doing that. And you'd be like, yeah,
Mm.
you're not that, but
Uh-uh.
it's cool that you enjoy being in the act
Mm-hmm.
of it. But on that level, no, because there are certain things that people would do that you, like you said, is you be like, oh, wait a minute, I can't go down that
Mm-mm.
rabbit hole. So I think a lot of us are very vanilla. Some of us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's it. Because
Because
when I
wait,
talk
so
to
what
people,
made you come up to
because
okay?
when I talk to people, specifically our mutual friend, his name starts with a T, and the things that she said that she's into, I was like,
Okay.
I would never, or I'm just not. I can't see me doing that, or no, I've never done that. I'm about to be 40 years old, and it's been some years.
So would you, but it's something that you never have and aren't willing, or never, just never have.
Some both sometimes. Some
Hmm.
things I'm not willing to do. Um, and even when I used to be way more active, it still was not really. I think people maybe got the definition of freaky confused. Like if you
I
do it
think
a
so.
lot versus the actual things that you do.
Yes.
Is it a combination? What exactly? What is this freaky? I remember dudes asking me like, "Oh, you a freak? You this? What does that mean? I don't know.
But see, that
You might
be
think I am. I might think I'm not. I
yeah.
don't
But
know."
see, then I be some of those same guys is like y'all don't even shave your balls. Like you don't certain of y'all don't even deserve anybody who do anything like that. Like yeah, you don't
Forrest
even.
Gump.
Oh, this is gross. Like you don't even shave, and you want somebody just to be doing all kind of extra stuff, and you're not even willing. Like I remember years ago talking to guys who just were not willing to like even shave, and it'd be like, ew, bro. Like,
Have you look? Did you look down? Do you look down there?
but I think for certain people they can probably consider that to be masculine, and I mean everything is for everybody.
Mhm.
I am at a place in my 38-year-old self that I am on a level of if you're not either willing to compromise or you don't do something that I would think is something that I want you to do, I don't want to be bothered. And that's just kind of where I am with it.
And
It's
there's nothing
like,
wrong with that.
yeah. And sometimes you got to come to that conclusion because I feel like in our younger years, we would do a whole lot of compromising for folks. And
Accept a lot more things.
yeah, and certain things wouldn't be compromised with
Us.
in return.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And you take a whole lot of stuff because I like him
Mm-hmm.
or I love him and I wanna and like now it's just like before we get out the gate,
Mm-hmm.
before we even get to a whole lot of like or a whole lot of love, um, where are we with this and this? If we're not on that, okay, let's not because these latter years I want to be the enjoyable
Yeah.
ones
Peace and reciprocity.
for sure. And I'm not.
Those are priorities.
I'm just not into having to tussle. You know how they be. I know you girls like to tussle. I don't want tussle. I don't want tussle. I don't want to tussle. Um, yeah, I don't want to tussle.
Neither.
It's too much. I feel like I done tussled
Yeah.
enough
Mm-hmm.
in my
All
20s.
my life I had to fight.
All my life. Yeah, I done tussled enough. I'm tired of tussling. I wanna live in peace, in peace, and not in pieces.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I agree.
So yeah. So my thought for the week it just goes back to I want to be in peace. So if somebody who would come into my life can't, and I'm not expecting everything to be a bed of roses.
Mm-hmm.
Relationships are work.
Mm-hmm.
Relationships take time, and they have to evolve and get to sometimes where you want to go to. But I'm not. I'm too old to be a struggle loving anybody. Um, I don't have time for love hurts type of no. I don't want none of that. I'm not dealing with none of that. I got a little one to
Mm-hmm.
be focused on. If you can't come in and add
Mm-hmm.
to where we are,
Yep.
then no, you can't ride this. You can't ride this bus
Yeah.
because we adding and multiplying over here. We're not subtracting and dividing anything.
Anything.
So if you can't add to, nope, keep rolling on because we ain't got it over here for you.
That's on period.
All right, guys. So this was a cool episode. Hopefully you have some thoughts. Chime in below on the socials. We will be back on. We noticed that today is Sunday. It's not Saturday. We usually record on Saturdays, but we will still post tomorrow, which is going to be Monday, but we should be able to record on next Saturday, and hopefully we'll have a guest. We had some guests lined up, but life happens.
Right.
Life be life.
It does.
Life be life. So things happen, but hopefully we may have the guest one or guest two that we were looking to have for next week. So we shall see. So until next time, we'll holla.
Boom.